Hello viewers, good evening and welcome to yet another edition of the Agape Women Podcast. I want to assure you that tonight will be very inspiring. Tonight you are going to hear stories that will change your mindset about certain issues. You are going to hear very impactful stories tonight. Remember, we are on a series of impact stories, stories that slay, stories that make a meaning, stories that can transform. And tonight, I have a very powerful lady by my side who is a guest of tonight. And I want to assure you that you are going to have a very, very great time. So just to take us a little bit backwards, in our last episode, we had a very impactful story, if you can remember. If you can't, go back to my last podcast on Agape Women Fellowship Podcast on YouTube, and you are going to watch that podcast. It's going to inspire you. But in that podcast, we're talking about the values that someone can learn or some have learned by being a member of Agape Women. We saw how a woman's life was transformed, I can say, from grass to grace based on the things that she learned while in Agape Women. And tonight we have more interesting stories, and I have no other than a very beautiful lady, a very powerful lady, and above all a young girl. So you that is a young girl out there, don't keep away from this podcast. Stay tuned, because you are going to listen to a young girl that is going to share her story with us tonight. She is an artist, a music artist. She is an entrepreneur. She is a beauty queen, I would say, because she's a cosmetologist. And all these things she'll be talking about to us tonight on this set. And so right away, I'm going to ask my guests of honor tonight to introduce herself to our dear viewers out there. Hi Shura, you're welcome tonight.
Hi mommy, thank you.
You look so beautiful as always.
It's my pleasure to be here. My name is Shura Tatiana, my birth name, but my artist name is Shura Mama, for those who know me. I'm a Cameroonian from Baminda and from Akum, to be precise, small London.
Wow. When you see people from small London, you don't doubt it. Now I see why you look the way you look, because you are from small London. Yeah, and I can assure you that Shura, like she told you, that's her artist name. Shura has a lot to tell us, a lot to tell young girls out there. So I want you to open up your ears and listen to her story, which would definitely change your life. Because today, many young girls are getting it wrong, and they have refused correction. Some say they are into what is trending today, without knowing that what is trending can trend them down the drain. And so for a young girl that maybe has gone through some of these kind of experiences and realized herself and came back and said she wants her life to have a meaning, she wants to be self-resilient, she wants to be self-reliant, it's something to applaud and to encourage. So I want Shura to share her story, her experiences in life as a young girl. Because today, Shura, you are an entrepreneur that I know. You are an artist, no doubt. And you are a cosmetologist. You are into a lot of things.
Nurse.
And you're a nurse. Oh wow, that's even more interesting. You're a nurse. So I don't want to go into it, because you are here, and that is why you are on set tonight, to tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well,
Where do I start from? I know that's the usual.
No, I have a lot of stories I could share, but because we cannot share everything in one go, so we'll have just one story tonight. And mind you, all the stories are impactful. So we'll go with, tonight I'll go with my music life, my musical life, what I went through, my ambitions, my dreams, some that got shattered, and the lessons I learned along the way. And okay, I'll try to be as straight as possible because I don't want to get emotional. So I'm from a polygamous home first, so this is Africa. We know how African homes are, especially when there are many mothers. Everybody wants to care for their kids. But it's a bit hard when your own mother is not around to care for you, like to fight for you, stand for you, and all that. But that's aside. So I've always loved music since I was a child. I've been in choirs all my life. Everywhere I sang, everybody praised my voice, apart from my father. He saw a girl that was going to be wayward just because she wants to pursue her dreams as a musician. He didn't believe in me. So at some point, I wanted to prove a point to him. I wanted to prove to him that my talent can actually put food on my table. My talent will not make him spend his money in vain. And my talent could go without having him spend his money. And that was the mistake I made, because trying to prove a point to my dad and any other person that didn't believe in me, I found myself signing a contract without properly taking time to read it. And it's only later on that I got to understand the mess I had put myself into. But I will always say that I'm grateful to my label, the only label I've ever signed in, because they actually, the saying, they say that what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. I actually believed in it because of my label. I was a young girl that had a lot to give to the world, a lot of inspiration. I could just enter the studio, and if I feel a beat that talks to me, I don't need a pen or paper. I just stand on the mic and I sing, and it comes out perfect. I have never learned music anywhere. I was born with it. But being in a world where we have predators and praise, I didn't know I was a prey then. I thought I was gonna be a big star just like that. I didn't think of the hard part that comes with it. I just saw myself on billboards, like everything would just happen like that, smoothly, without any ups and downs. But when I got signed, I got to realize that, one, I didn't have myself anymore, because the kind of music I really wanted to do, it could be altered at any point in time. But I didn't know that. It's only when I started releasing my own kind of music that I wanted, and my label didn't want that kind of music, that I got to understand that I have entered a world where I will be controlled. I will be told what to do. I will be told what to wear, how to dress. I didn't see myself in that before signing the contract. But because I wanted to prove a point to my dad, the contract was juicy. I mean, I was having a monthly salary. They were taking care of my bills. Even when I get sick, it's them that take care of everything. I mean, who will not want that? But what I learned from all this is that we shouldn't rush in life. If you have a talent, you really believe that you're talented, take your time to understand your talent, understand what you want from that talent, and stand by it. Don't get pressured. If anybody comes to you with a contract, take your time, baby girl or boy, to read it. If you cannot understand it, get a lawyer's help. Get someone, an elderly person that can actually read and understand what you're being given to sign before you sign it. Take your time. If you're really talented and the people are coming to you for your talent, they will be patient. Because I learned it the hard way. And I'm here to tell you all because I wouldn't want another young girl to fall in the same trap that I fell in. Although I'm grateful for the fact that they gave me a hit song, they put me out there, and these people know my name. When I talk of Shura, people know, and Lady, people know. I am grateful to them for that. But also, there are things that nobody will tell you. They'll just show you the good part of it, and the bad part, you have to learn it on your own. And when you're already there, you just have to endure till the contract is over, so that you can pick up the pieces of your life. But it's been very difficult for me to pick up the pieces of my life because at some point I lost faith in myself and in my talent. I told myself that maybe I was never meant to be a musician. I actually gave up on music. Then one day I was going through my Facebook and I saw some messages from my fans back then. The fans who loved the Afro jazz part of me, the Afro soul part of me. They had sent a whole lot of messages like asking where Shura is, why she's no longer singing and all. I was like, it means that there is somebody out there actually liking what I was doing originally. Don't follow the trend. Don't follow the noise. Be unique. Don't be scared to be unique. Be unique. That was the day. I think that was 2022. That was the day I decided to pick up the pieces of my life, my musical life, together and get back to the studio. And mind you, when I got to the studio, it wasn't easy because all the places I used to go to record when I was in my record label, I don't know what happened, but it's like they were being warned not to work with me. So it made it very difficult for me. I had to get my own studio equipment and start recording in my house. Yeah, that's the stress I went through. I recorded my first album in the comfort of my home. An album of 20 tracks, that's 18 songs and 2 bonus tracks. 18 songs. You can do it. If I could pick up the pieces of my life together and move on, you can do it. You too can do it. And since I released that album, it's true that people out there don't even believe that I sing again. But I don't need all that fame. The only thing I needed was the audience that was meant for me. I'm not a noisemaker. I like music that is soothing. So I will stay on my lane. Even if it's the noise that is selling, I will not go for the noise. I will stay on my lane and do that thing that makes me happy. Even if I impact just 10 people, it's enough for me. I mustn't have a crowd. That's one thing I learned. You cannot have everybody love you. You cannot have everybody want to see you, want to be like you. But if you succeed to have 2-3 people that look up to you, then you've made it. You cannot please everybody. Since I learned that, I do my music, I go for my festivals, I'm okay. I do my music low-key. I go for festivals that pay me even more than these nightclubs. Like, you go to clubs, men will assault you, be touching you anyhow. They feel like because you're an artist, you're a wayward person. Well, that's not it. You can make your music impact the world. Don't sing Bikuti because Bikuti is giving. Don't do mbole or noisy music because that's what is trending. You will trend for what, 2-3 months, and that's it. But if you do music that impacts lives, it will last forever. Trust me, you will reap the fruit of your labor forever from that particular song that you made. So don't be scared to be unique. Don't be scared to be different. Do you and stand by you.
Wow, this is really getting interesting. I was already carried away, you know. She has said quite a number of things. You have said quite a number of things, beginning from home, from the fact that you stemmed from a polygamous home, and then to trying to let your parents know your passion. Your father especially, looks like you lost your mom so early in life. And in fact, that's just a story for another day, because we know what happens when a mother dies and leaves her young children. That is just a story for another day. But today we are interested in this music part of you, and we are going to take it gradually.
All right.
You know, from your story, I understood that you were so passionate about music. It's something that is in you. You were born with it. That is your gift, actually, that God gave you. And the Bible says it's your gift that will make way for you, of course. So, but from what I understand, your father did not like it, and he was against it, and you wanted to prove a point to him. And so from there, you decided on your own to go ahead and do the music, and maybe signing a contract and so on. Now, I understand that there are many young girls and boys out there who are interested in music. They feel that they are talented, they have a passion for music, and the first thing that comes to their mind is the fame.
Yes.
That is what young people are interested in, the fame. And that is why most parents, when their children, I'm talking as a mother of a musician as well, I know what I went through with my son, and maybe I'm still going through even. And I believe that's why maybe your father looked at it to be something that will not help you, something that maybe this is not what they planned for you, and he saw that you were already going astray. And that is why definitely he refused you. And you going ahead to sign a contract, this is just another thing, because you signed a contract that you didn't read. And this is where I want our young people to have an understanding. Because many of them out there, they are crazy. They look at, other famous musicians, and they just want to follow their footsteps. The musicians that are trending, but they don't know deeply some of the things that happen in the music industry. And I believe you just mentioned one. Signing a contract you don't even understand, or you don't have time to read through. How was that? Were you forced to do it, or?
I wasn't forced. I was just excited, and the number still, when I saw
the amount of money
I was to get, I was like, okay, if I eventually sign this contract, and that he knows that I can take care of I can manage myself, I can be able to take care of myself without asking for any allowance from him, I think he might be okay with it. So it's not like I was forced to do anything. It's just that I didn't take time to properly read and understand the contract. It's only when I realized a few years later that I had made a mistake that I tried to talk with the people. They said, go back and read your contract. And I went back to my contract. I got to understand a lot of things at that point.
So you felt trapped?
Yes, I felt trapped. But knowing what I would have to go through if I breached the contract, I didn't want that. So I had to just hang in there till the contract ends, which is what I did. And when the contract ended, I did everything not to sign again, and thank God I didn't sign. And since then, I have never signed with another label. I don't think I ever want to sign again with another label, even if I have all the lawyers in the world to read and understand the contract, explain it to me. I don't think I want that.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I think that is a good piece of information for our young people out there. Don't rush. You are talented. If God has given you a gift, God will help you. So you don't need to rush and follow, people you don't really know what they are doing, I should say, deeply what they are doing. Because at the end, you will find yourself being trapped. And there is nothing you can do. Once you have signed a contract, you are done. Until the contract ends, you have no freedom. So you are bound to follow whatever your label?
Label.
Whatever the label wants you to do. And I understand that this story you are sharing today, I've experienced it, even with my son.
Okay.
So you are forced to do what is against your wish. And we find that many young people, they may not come out to say it exactly, but they are not happy.
Yeah.
They are really not happy. So for you out there who is thinking that, oh, this is my, these young people call, is it my spec or what? The people you admire, this is my role model and all of that. You have to take your time. You have to be observant. You have to detailedly understand what music is, what you are getting into, because many, I bet you, many have found themselves wanting today and regretting because they went into labels they did not understand. They had to now give themselves into doing things that they really wouldn't have wanted to do, but they found themselves already in the industry. And we understand, maybe you can highlight us a little, we understand that in that industry, most parents refuse their children from being musicians because there is this saying that most of the musicians have soiled their hands, they're into chords and things like that. So what can you say about that? Because along the line, you mentioned that you were forced to be doing some things that you didn't like, going to clubs, people touching you, and but we have heard other stories that are deeper than that.
Well, I will say I was lucky that my label is not linked to one of such labels, because it's always from one thing to another. You sign a contract, and in that contract there's another contract that binds you to another label, and it's in that label that they give you another contract, I think. But I was lucky that with my label, it was not all about it. The only thing that really got me pissed off was the fact that the songs that they listened to and they signed me, because of those songs they never released even one of them. Which means that they came for me for something else. And that's why I was a bit worried, because how can you come for me because you listen to a particular song of mine that I sang? And that was my first song I ever did. And to think that I even went to the studio that day to do a backup for another artist. I did the backups and they were so good, and the sound engineer was like, why are you doing backups? Why don't you sing your own music? I was like, no, I don't think I'm ready. He was like, no, let me give you a beat and you just try something. You put a beat and I sang, and that's how my first song came up. And he gave me the song out of excitement. I sent it to my elder brother who's in the US. He also listened to the song and was so happy, excited. This is my kid sister singing. He just sent the song in a WhatsApp group like that, and in that group, my label members were there. That's how they got to listen to me, and they started tracing, like, okay, who is this? Who's singing? They traced the number that sent the song to the WhatsApp group. Contacted my elder brother, and my elder brother got back to me, like, people are interested, we want to sign you. I said, but I have just one song. How can they want to sign you? It was like, if you have other songs, just let me send to them. So I had to go back to the studio, happily telling the sound engineer that, oh, somebody listened to my song and this. It's like, okay, let's record some more songs. We recorded some more and we sent to them, and they were so happy, they were so excited with what they were getting. But when they signed me, they started telling me to start singing differently, to start doing like a different genre. It was no longer Afro jazz again, because back then I was doing purely jazz. And from there, I didn't really see it as a problem, because I was like, okay, maybe they just want to start with another style, and after that they will come back to my original style. But they still didn't want to put out those songs that they listened from me, and they were so happy with the songs that they had to sign to me. They kept making me to sing different genres, never my own genre. Do different kind of music, and the way I used to dress, they made me start dressing differently. And at some point, I was like asking myself, is it really what I bargained for? Is this really what I wanted? Do I want to be in this? But when I look at my contract, I still have like 3 years to go. If I breach this contract, do I have the money to pay them off? My dad doesn't want this. I can't go to him and say that, please, I need money for this. He'll bury me alive. So I was just practically there, praying that time goes fast so that I get to ask them that question. And when I asked them, they never answered me till today. Like, why didn't you release the songs? Is it that the songs were bad, or you just wanted to keep me down? Because I don't know, till dates, when I listen to the songs are great. But why did they never, they didn't, even one of the songs, they didn't release them. There were 7 songs in them. They didn't release even one. And to think that I used to record at Franco Alliance. They had to buy those songs from Franco Alliance. Like, they spent a lot of money to get those songs. But yet, they didn't put even one of them out there. I started asking myself, is it that these people had other aims? Is it that they just wanted to pin me down? Is it that they saw a light and they just wanted to dim it? I had a lot of questions on my mind, but no one to turn to. Because my dad didn't want to hear music. My elder brothers, it was just school. So there was nobody I could complain to. So on that part, I have heard of stories also. I mean, in the industry, I've heard of stories, people selling their souls, being forced to do things that they didn't really want to, but because they want to maintain the fame and keep the money coming, they are forced to maybe sell their soul or start worshiping some funny stuff, start doing crazy things just to maintain the fame. I've heard of it, but I don't know, I've never seen it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So maybe one last question to you.
Okay.
What can you tell a young boy or a young girl out there who is enthusiastic about music and being signed? Because I think the issue, music is good. This issue of being signed by a record label who now have to control everything about you, and then at the end of the day, the dream you had or what you actually wanted to do is, not what is coming out because somebody else is telling you what to do. So what can you advise our young people out there who are enthusiastic about doing music? Because this is why we are having this podcast, to educate somebody out there who doesn't know these things that are happening in the music industry. And after listening to this, somebody can have a change of mind or to do things rightly.
Well, what I will tell you guys is something I wished someone told me back in 2016 before I signed my first contract with a record label. Don't rush. Don't sign a contract because you're excited. Dream bigger. Because mind you, they will only sign you because they have seen something in you. The more people rush you, the more talent you have in you. So tell yourself that you're that cornerstone. People should rush you, but they should not be able to get you. Take your time. If a contract comes, you take your time, get lawyers to review it better for you. If they review it and there is even a click of doubt, don't sign. As long as they have not changed that clause, don't sign. It will not hurt you if you turn down contracts. It will only hurt you if you sign a contract then you start regretting later. You might not have the money to pay out a breach, because the breach for some might just be like, okay, you give them back the money they've spent on you. That's easy. Some others will tell you that you have to record 100 hit songs. Now, how do you tell a hit song? You don't know. When you go to the studio, you record a couple of songs, you don't know which one is going to hit. But if because you've reached the contract, they tell you that you have to record 100 hit songs before you leave, how do you intend to get out of that? So please, before you sign any contract, take your time to review the contract, not alone, because there might be some hidden clause in it that only a lawyer, a musical lawyer, can understand. So don't rush, don't get too excited. And when you go to the studio and do songs, no matter how nice it is, I know your friends will be like, oh bro, you have made it, oh yeah, it's that. Don't listen to that. Don't listen. Take your time. If your star is meant to shine, it will shine. Whether you're a solo artist or you're under a label. If you even if your star shines as a solo artist, trust me, if a contract is coming, you will be the one to dictate the laws. You'll be the one to say, I want 50%, I want 70%. You deserve it because you have worked for it. But don't sing a nice song that is still in the studio. You let someone listen, and because they have listened to it, they feel like they have power over you because you have not put the song out there. You don't know how far the song will go. So take your chances as a solo artist first. Try the waters, test it. Put a few songs out there and see how people react to that. Maybe you feel like you're a star because your friends don't want to tell you the truth that your song is whack. It could happen like that. You sing a whack song and your friends are all over praising you. By the end of the day, that song is going to be a whack song. If a label signs you, know that they're not signing you for that whack song. They're signing you for something else that you only realize after you've signed. So please take your time, review your contracts, and until you're satisfied, don't. If you're not satisfied with the contract, don't sign it. Even if the numbers are high. If the numbers are high, instead be very careful. Fear. You should know your worth. At some point, you know that okay, as a starter, if you're going for an event, they have to pay you 200k. That should be the highest. If someone comes and tells you they're taking you somewhere to go perform for 50 million, my brother, run. You don't know what they're going to take from you there. Don't hear the money, then you're like, oh, I'm going to perform in this place. I'm going to enter a jet plane. Yeah, after that, what? The star that was shining so bright will just die down after you come back from that same performance. Is that what you want? No. So please take your time. Don't get too excited. Don't allow fame, the things you see on TV, because there are a lot of things that they don't tell us. Don't envy what you see online. They suffer a lot when they are in their homes alone. They will never tell you that. So take your time. You can also make it as a solo artist. You mustn't sign. If you're not comfortable, don't sign. That's the only thing I'm telling you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Shura. It's been very educative, very informative. Thank you so much. Thank you for sharing your wonderful story. You heard it all, dear viewers, you heard it all. And the solution is what? Don't rush. Be patient. If God has given you something, He's capable of making you famous His own way. So don't rush because you want to have quick money. Don't rush because you want to be famous like the others you are seeing who are famous now, because you don't know where they have been, you don't know what they are into. Take your time and God will give you just what He has called you and given you in your hands. Thank you so very much, dear viewers. I believe this was very impactful. I was touched myself, and I'm really thinking of a number of things as a parent. Because as parents, we also have to advise our children. And sometimes parents feel that children don't have a say in what they want in life. They do. But then that's a topic for another day. Because we are going to talk about that. Sometimes parents force children to do what is not actually in them. And at the end of the day, we find children frustrated. We find them going the wrong way because this is what mommy or daddy wanted for me, not what I wanted. So we are there to guide these children. We are not to impose what we want for them, because God has created each and every one of us unique and given us unique talents. So each one has a purpose in life to pursue. And so we are advising you, dear young man, dear young woman, dear mother, dear father, dear guardian, to have time with your children so you can understand them and they will also understand you, and you strike a balance and work together. So we have come to the end of this podcast. I believe you were blessed, and see you in the next podcast. Thank you very much. Bye-bye. Bye.